And after 2 years of work, Digital Equipment and Apple Computers have the first fruits of their labors. Today, the companies will announce products that will allow Digital and Apple Computers to connect easily, share files, and send messages. Analysts say there is a very big market for these products. And that's business news.
Thanks, Edie. Digital Equipment and Apple Computers say they'll announce products today that allow their two computer systems to connect easily. It's the first stage of a 2-year alliance between the companies. The head of DEC's PC division says through the software, Apple Macintosh users will be able to share computer files, send messages, and use printers hooked up to a digital network.
Two of the biggest names in the computer industry are answering the nation's call for compatible systems. Digital Equipment and Apple Computer unveiled a set of software products today that link their computers together. The products stem from a joint venture that the companies signed back in January of 1988. The new products enable Apple's Macintosh and Apple Talk networks to work with Digital's VAX and DECnet systems. Digital and Apple are also providing tools to third-party software developers to link their products. Shares of Digital are now trading off a quarter to 82.5, and Apple right now unchanged at 39.5.
With handshakes and smiles, Digital Equipment and Apple Computer unveiled a new set of software products to link their computers together. That joint venture came as part of an agreement signed by the companies 2 years ago. And according to Apple chief John Sculley, it may not be the last agreement the two companies come to.
We've discovered in those 2 years that there are a lot of things that we can do technically that build a foundation for perhaps even more things in the future. So we're very, very pleased with what we have to show today.
When you get two leading technology companies such as our own that can work in a collaborative way that's complementary to the customer, everybody wins, but in particular the customers win.
That, by the way, was Jack Smith. He's the head of operations for Digital Equipment talking there. Software enables Apple's Macintosh computers to work with Digital's VAX systems and networks. Apple stock today was unchanged at 39.5, and Digital stock down 3/8 at 82 3/8.
Business Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on FNN. Portions of the following program are brought to you by Louisiana, a window of opportunity for companies on the move. And by United Airlines, serving over 200 cities in the U.S. and around the world. Come, fly the friendly skies.
In other corporate news, two giants in the computer industry, Digital Equipment and Apple Computer, are pushing ahead with their plans to allow computer users to hook up their Macintoshes to networks now based on DEC's mini-computers. Alan Chernoff has the story.
First, glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives.
This is the 1984 commercial that introduced Apple's Macintosh personal computer. What's noteworthy here is that the commercial isn't being played from videotape. It's being played on computer. An Apple Macintosh is using data and images from a large digital VAX computer to display the commercial.
What are the honors? We are one people.
It's an illustration of the new software from the two companies called DEC LANWorks. It allows the Macintosh to communicate with Digital's huge, powerful mainframe and mini-computers.
Digital Equipment and Apple, the two companies recognized for major innovation in this industry, have come together have tightly integrated their technologies.
A few software companies have already developed systems to permit the Macintosh to talk with VAX computers. But Apple and Digital say their systems are easier and far more powerful. Apple and Digital developed the product over the past 2 years. Computer experts say their collaboration is an effort to gang up on the industry leader.
The reason why they're doing it actually is obviously against IBM. We certainly are not singling out anybody to quote-unquote gang up on.
The package is priced at only $295 and will be available this fall. Apple hopes it will stimulate sales of the Macintosh, which have been slumping recently. The new product should be very helpful to Apple's business users, but the company recently has been criticized for ignoring its low-end users. Chairman Sculley says Apple will now focus on new products in that area. Alan Chernoff, Financial News Network, New York.
Two driving forces in the computer business today took a first step toward joining forces as Digital Equipment and Apple Computer announced a way to connect some of their product lines. New York correspondent Scott Gervey reports.
When the leaders of Digital and Apple shook hands, it was symbolic. Today's announcement proved their computers can shake hands too. Machines from different companies have always had trouble talking to each other. Their makers have tried to get customers to stay in the family and to buy their proprietary products. But the customers have other ideas.
This was originally an idea of customers who had both Digital products and Apple products and said, why can't you two guys get together? And we weren't sure that it would work. We knew it was technically possible. We didn't know whether the two companies could effectively work together. What we've seen is that the relationship really has worked, and in fact it's worked so well that we're going to continue to do things together.
Today, Apple and DEC announced 14 products that enable Apple's popular Macintosh personal computer to communicate with and through DEC's popular networks. The process takes place behind the scenes. The user doesn't know or care which machines or networks are involved as he requests data and transmits his work to others. With 3.5 million DECnet terminals in the world, Apple sees this as a source of new Macintosh sales. As for DEC, it sold $400 million in PC connectivity products last year. So these products clearly fill a customer need, even if they cut into the sales of some DEC terminals.
It's very, very obvious that the marketplace wants and demands multi-vendor environments, and they feel it's to their advantage to have the opportunities to have multi-vendor environments. And if that's what the customer wants, that's what we have to give the customer actually what they want.
International standards are used for many of these networks, so IBM computers from mainframes to PCs can also join the mix.
What was once the world of the mainframe and has slowly evolved into a PC-oriented marketplace, I think both vendors, the large companies like a Digital Equipment and the smaller PC vendors like Apple, realize the need for each other.
The analysts say that while today's product announcements make for nice headlines, they are products for the future. They will have little impact on the bottom line of either company in the near term. In New York, Scott Gervey for the Nightly Business Report.
Well, not too long ago, it would have been almost unthinkable for competitors like Apple Computer and Digital Equipment to acknowledge each other's existence, let alone cooperate. But times have changed. The two companies have announced they've developed new software which allows their separate computers to work together. CNBC's John Teal reports.
We're calling their partnership the best of both worlds, but in fact, it may be the only world. Computer companies like Digital used to be able to call the shots. Widely different technology meant customers couldn't use DEC equipment with any other computers. But that's changed. Advances in operating standards now allow customers to use several different kinds of equipment at the same time.
Most of the customer base will opt for using 2 or 3 vendors' devices and will expect the integration of those devices to be transparent.
I think you're seeing the beginning of what computing in the 1990s is going to mean, that it's really a system which no one company can do by themselves.
The new partnership gives Apple something more than just collaboration. It gives the company access to Digital's commercial customers, which is critical. Apple has suffered a lot of frustration trying to expand in the office market.
They've yet to really gain market share in that area. It's kind of kept it constant. But I think further steps such as these will help them, although other vendors are moving in the same sort of direction. So it's a very competitive race.
It's frustrating to us that we've got technology that people love when they get their hands on it, and yet we only have about 10% of the market. So if we can find ways to take that technology and commercialize it more broadly, we think that's not only good for the marketplace, but obviously it's very good for Apple.
Analysts say the new partnership gives Digital one more collaborator on its way to becoming compatible with virtually every significant network. But they're not sure it'll allow Apple to sell many more machines in the office market.
To the user, they appear the same.
They point out cooperation has been slow in an industry noted for rapid change. Apple and Digital originally agreed to work together 2 years ago. A very long time as measured in the computer world. John Teal, CNBC, New York.
And checking where Apple stock is currently trading, it's unchanged at 39.5. As for DEC, a move to the upside of 5/8 of a point at $83 a share.
Well, better products for the customer. Actually, when you get two leading technology companies such as our own that can work in a collaborative way that's complementary to the customer, everybody wins, but in particular, the customers win.
We've discovered in those 2 years that there are a lot of things that we can do technically that build a foundation for perhaps even more things in the future. So we're very, very pleased with what we have to show today. The combination of the best of Digital and the best of Apple, well integrated, allows you to do collaboration, which no other vendor can offer their customers. So the customers have a chance to get today things that other people are promising several years in the future, and even some things that haven't been promised yet by others. So it really is quite significant from a customer standpoint.
You will see here today that the client-server environment in a multi-vendor environment is alive and well and is the wave of the future. So the excitement was there 2 years ago. The proof is here today.
We've been able to combine scalable power that is easy to use. We've been able to combine innovation and distributed applications. We've been able to combine transparent and far-reaching networks. And we've been able to take consistency and growth and match that up with manageable and secure environments. So we believe that's a big win from the customer standpoint.